So I welcome you all into this carving session wherein we would be discussing about the carving of mandibular central incisor. The carvings have been made by Dr. Rahul Hazre, and here we start by demarcating the crown area from the root portion. So this demarcation will help you assist you in the formation of the crown. As you can see on the labial aspect, the mesial and the distal COCs are not very much contrasting. They actually are situated incisal to the junction of the incisal and the middle third. Okay, so the junction of the incisal and the middle third, just take it 0.5 mm above that, you will get the COCs for the mesial and the distal both. The mandibular central incisor is a completely bilaterally symmetrical tooth. So now here you can see that we have made the COC of the buccal side on the junction of the middle and the cervical third, and for the lingual we have made the COC on the middle of the middle third. Mark out the occlusal aspect here. So the entire crown tapers lingually. By that I mean is that it kind of appears as if the crown is converging towards the lingual side. So mark it out initially. Post doing these steps, the only thing you need to do is round off the line angles so that it gives a more natural look to the tooth. Also do remember that the incisal edge of the mandibular central incisor is ahead of the midline or the long axis of the tooth, whereas in the maxillary central incisor, as we noted, the incisal edge was on the long axis of the tooth or slightly behind it. So do remember this. Notice how sir is creating the lingual concavity by first thinning out the incisal edge and then slowly and steadily approaching towards the cingulum. This would create a concavity out here, as you can see, this concavity. This concavity needs to get accentuated in the middle third of this middle third portion. Okay, as you can see, the concavity is more pronounced in the middle third portion of the concavity itself. As you can see, we are removing certain amount of wax from the lingual portion. This removal would include removal of the wax from the lingual portion of the mesial and the distal sides, as well as you can see here, this triangular area that has been created. We have removed the wax from the lingual portion of the mesial side and the lingual portion of the distal side. This would kind of give you a triangular appearing occlusal aspect. Now sir is thinning out the incisal edge, because as you know, the mandibular incisors and in fact the maxillary incisors too, they have a very thin bluish tinge kind of appearance for the incisal edge. Therefore we need to thin them out. As you can see, our incisal edge is ahead of the long axis of the tooth, and notice how we have created the concavity and how the cingulum is being pronounced now. as described by sir. Notice with which portion sir is now creating the buccal ridge. The sir is removing excess amount of wax on each side of the midline of the labial aspect so that to create a pronounced buccal ridge. If you will open your Wheelers, you will see a diagram in which there has been shown the occlusal aspect or the incisal aspect, as we say in case of the anteriors. So this incisal aspect, we can see that the buccal ridge is equally pronounced as the cingulum, thereby giving it a ovoid shape with the incisal edge kind of emerging from the mesial and the distal aspect. If I am not clear with that, you can refer to your Wheelers, the diagram, and you will definitely know what we are doing here. So here you can see we are accentuating or making the buccal ridge more pronounced. Now we are enhancing the crest of curvature of the buccal aspect, as you can see, and post that we are giving certain finishing touches to the crown. Now sir is demarcating the mesial marginal ridge and the distal marginal ridge by removing excess amount of wax from the center portion of the concavity, giving it a finishing so that we can appreciate whether the line angles have been made smoothly or not, any other finishing touches are to be given or not. Post that, you can see now we approach the root of mandibular central incisor. As discussed in the diagram, we will first, as we approach each and every tooth, we kind of first create a pole of wax which is having contours in line with the contours of the tooth. By removing the excess amount of wax, here sir is making use of a cutter owing to using a larger wax block here, but you have to use a carver. So you can remove this excess amount of wax so that you can create initially a cuboid below the crown, and post creating this cuboid, what you can do is first of all create a even floor beneath, and after that transform this cuboid into a pole which is in line with the contour of the crown. Just uniforming the floor so that we are aware of how much finished our carving is, and post doing this we need to just round off the line angles so as to give a more aesthetic look and a more natural appeal to the tooth. As you can see, longitudinal strokes, vertical strokes are being applied so that polished smooth line angles of the root can be achieved. Also notice how sir is tapering the root apically, converging the entire root mass apically as we approach apex of the root. As you can see, sir has created the cervical line, the dimensions of which you can always refer to Wheeler's, and like we do in most of our teeth, we first of all carve out a bit of the wax below the cervical line so that the crown gets a more accentuated look. Notice how the developmental depressions are being made as per the routine of your college, or as per the grooves which are implemented by your college. You can definitely make them anytime as per the instructions given by your teacher, and this will help you in creating a more natural and scientifically precise carving. Now we are recreating the cervical line, and post the series of creation of the cervical line and then carving it out again and then making it out, your tooth will kind of assume a very shallow marked cervical line, which would look highly aesthetic, and a natural appeal would be provided in the tooth. Keep noticing how sir is giving out the fine finishing touches, and what all strokes he is giving, and what impact they are bringing onto the aesthetics of this tooth. There you can see the final carving from each and every aspect. You lower down the brightness so that each and every aspect, all the contours and the COCs can become apparent to you. So this is the labial, and accordingly each and every aspect. Notice how the root is converging apically towards the apex, and the incisal edge is ahead of the midline. That's it for the tutorial.